That title was not clickbait. In this video, I'm going to go over all the issues this new prayer book has on low levels, and there is quite a lot of problems. So let's start off with this clip. I'm going to range pot, I'm going to pray the range pray, and I'm going to spec. And look at this. 48, 48. Now what level do you think I would beat at 48, 48? In the main game, maybe level 100 in full void. No, with the new prayer book, I'm level 79. And the gear I'm wearing, I do have the anguish, I do have the new ring and the debo, but you're level 79 deboing what you have to wear full void in the main game to hit, and I'm just hitting it at level 79. 1 defense, 96 at level 79. This spell book is insane. Then, let's say that same person wants to get out a volley, maybe they don't fancy a 96 with a debo, they can then hit an 80 with the volley staff. It's kind of wild because in practice this new prayer book has made the dark bow an absolutely insane weapon. Especially since with the bounty hunter reward that has been proposed, it makes the 2 arrows hit at the exact same time and there's no delay in between, which means you can essentially, across the map, 96 someone instantly. There's no reaction time, you can't eat it, because again with the bounty hunter update, every single hit is the exact same time. So it's not a delay, it's absolutely insane. So we've kept level 80 and I am now going to do a G-Mauler build. So we are 50 attack, 99 strength, 76 prayer for decimate, which I actually have on. And the gear isn't that expensive. I mean, we have the new ring, but I've not given myself regen, I've not given myself infernal cape, I've not given myself torture. I've gone for reasonable gear again. I don't have an inferno in game, so we're going to use a fire cape. Level 80. What do you think the G-Maul is going to be? We're going to go for a double maul. And it is a 94. That's a 46-46 of uneatable damage. These numbers are quite insane. So we're going to throw an obby maul at the end of it, and we're going to see what number that hits. So we're going to go double maul, obby switch, 56. So that's 46, 46, 56. That is wild. That is way too much for a level 80. Okay, so now we have MSB, Amethyst arrows. What do you think the max hit will be with the range prayer? It is a 28. That is savage. That is that. Because in my head, I'm still thinking I have to be in full void and have rigor to hit these kind of hits. I am 1 defense with an MSB, wearing a strength amulet and a fire cape in 28s. So now I want to show you the current meta that everyone does. It's MSB, G-Maul, Elder. I want to show you what it looks like with the new spell book. This shit is absolutely wild. Wild. So I'm going to press range. I'm going to start with range. I'm going to go for Umbra's Vow. Let's say I'm fighting a Zerker and the Gambit for the extra accuracy. So we're going to go range, double maul, Elder. I don't even know what to say. That the arrow and the maul is 120. Even if you were overbrewed, you're pretty much dead to the maul and MSB. And then you add the 63 for 183 stack. You could eat perfectly and you would still die to that. And again, I'm not in max gear. I could have easily went for the Inferno for 2 extra max hits, or 1 extra max hit, sorry, and the regen, and then you've got the tunic, and that's an extra 2 max hits together. So you can hit more than this. I'm being generous. I'm being I don't have 10 bill to risk fight. You know, I'm being generous here, and these numbers are crazy. We're talking about 183 stack with the current meta. This doesn't make any sense. It's mind-blowing how no one's talking about this. So my favourite combo in the game is G-Maul AGS. And again, we're not giving ourselves insanely overpowered gear. We're going to try with the new spell book. We're going to try with Decimate. And we're going to go G-Maul. We're going to lag because 100 ping. So we're going to go G-Maul into AGS. So that's a 46-80. So this time we're going to try Bless Our Sword, because a meta is Sorrow Sword to G-Maul. Bless Our Sword to G-Maul is a favourite meta for a lot of people. And we can hit 48 Bless Our Sword. Do you not understand how broken that is? That is unreal. It's absolutely unreal. Especially when you actually read the XP drops in normal PvP and then maul off it. So we're going to go 48, 46, 46. Now imagine that wasn't laggy because of the world. Nice excuses. But 48 into 46, 46 it's way too strong, man. It really is way too strong. So I'm just going to rattle off some max hits for you, just in case you're curious. D-Claw, 77. DDS, 82. Abyssal Dagger, 84. Dragon Warhammer, 70. Dragon Long, 55. Void Waker, 69. VLS, 67. And of course, the trusty AGS, an 80 at 1 defense. We've not even begun to speak about one of the most broken prayers in my opinion, and that is Glacie's Vow. It essentially adds an extra 10% damage. So attacks have a 20% chance to deal 10% of the damage dealt as an additional base hit. But do not sleep on the fact that is the exact same game tick as your hit. So if we press this little prayer and we hit an 80, it will be an 80 and an 8 at the exact same time for a grand total of an 88 AGS spec on a 1 defense pure. It's absolutely savage. It is savage. Now, it's 20% chance, so it's not every time. But if this procs, you are hitting an 88 AGS. It's super insane. So let's say you hit a 40-40 DDS. That is now an 84 DDS or an 88 DDS, depending on how lucky you get on the procs. That is savagely broken. Now, don't get me wrong, I know the meta is insanely boring, but I don't think the way forward is to just add insane hits to the current weapons, especially with how newer players already struggle with the damage and the eating. Is it really a good move to just just add crazy hits? I just don't think this is the way to go, to be honest. DDSs should not be hitting 41-41. 1 defense pure should not be hitting 80s with an AGS. I cannot see this being a good thing, especially with Biohunter coming and VLS hitting 67s. Do you really want a 67, 67, 67, 67? It makes no sense to me. Gmaul hitting 46s at level 80. This is not the way forward in PvP, to be honest. People say we'll need higher healing food, but that again is irrelevant because a lot of the times it's full HP stacks. That will not solve the issue. A large part of the issue right now is if you can look at my screen, no one here is actually playing pures. I understand why normal players want to come in and mess around with gear they'll never have, like this random guy in his full druid, and everyone is just in full Torva, Infernal Capes. It's just max. So I think this discussion is flying under the radar a little bit, that level 69s can hit 85s, we can hit 88 AGSs and 84 DDSs, and this is not really being talked about, and I think this is really important because this will ruin low-level PKing in my opinion, especially if you're a new player and you're fighting the... Oh, there's another Torva guy popping in. Especially if you're a new player and you're popping in and... oh, what's this guy? Oh, that's definitely max. Oh, what's this guy in? See what I'm saying? No one is playing pure because we're a smaller community, and I think someone needs to bring light to this. But don't feel terrible because, again, we agreed to a new spellbook being added to the game, but we didn't agree to it being very overpowered. So I'm certain that this is going to get nerfed, in my opinion. It has to. It has to. Mains are hitting 100 AGSs and in savage stuff like 93 Cardassian. Yeah, this... it's crazy. It is crazy, to be honest. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Now, you might have noticed there is no Protect item on this spellbook, and people say that's a good idea. It's going to change the metas. Please understand how the community works. This is not a good thing. You will only be fighting people in 40k risk with a DDS specking 38-38s, and when you kill them, you're going to get a Dragon Dagger, Black DI'd Body, and maybe 50 Amethyst Arrows. Not having Protect is not a good thing. It means people will not risk, or they will rush. It will not promote good PvP. So, yeah, we need Protect item. These values need to drop, and they need to be actually balanced because this is not ready to go in the game. Now, again, I'm rambling, but it needs to be said. And there is one idea a lot of people in the pure community have thought, if this is a thing, now this is a bit suicidal. I'm looking for my egg here. I've been in this world for a while. There we go. This is a bit suicidal to say, unfortunately, but these prayers, now, so I know I can feel you getting angry, but these prayers need a 70 defense requirement. They are just insane. It shouldn't be a thing. And what in reality should happen is these little beauties should become 1 defense because they're lower and they will actually be useful, especially if you look at the actual prices of these things. So we've got Dex at 37 mil and is it Rigorous? I'm pretty sure it's Rigorous. Nope. Scroll. I'm just gonna type scroll. Arcane, how the hell forget that? 2.6 mil. These will increase in value, raids will be worth doing more balance for pures. Why not just add these for one defense if this spell book is going into the game as it currently is, which I don't believe it is. It's too strong. So yeah, I got into a ramble at the end, guys, but literally this video needed to be said. Low level PKing will be extremely unbalanced. Well, it already is extremely unbalanced. But if this goes through, it will be unplayable. It will be the first person to click spec wins. Imagine you're like level 69 and you somehow do Desert Treasure 2. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it will be doable. It will be doable. People will do it. I mean, people have already done Monkey Madness 2 at insane low levels, so they will be unlocked on super prod accounts, and fighting that as a new player, especially if you're in the G Mall bracket, is going to make PvP even worse. So, I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you bring your opinion known. What do you think? Is it too overpowered? Am I just a rambling British idiot? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a good one.